Why did they steal my money? Why did they put me in jail? Why did they take all my cars? Why did they take my house? Why did they stop me seeing 2 of my children? Why couldn't I see my mother when she had a heart attack? Why couldn't I go to my grandmother's funeral? Why was my image slandered? Why was I locked in my house for a year and a half and I couldn't even leave the living room? Why was I there if there was not even enough evidence to ever go to trial ever?
You got the governor says Florida is not a place where you belong or welcome to. President Trump says he doesn't know anything about it. How were you allowed to come to the States and leave Romania?
You know what's interesting? Trump is such a boss. Trump is such a boss. His answer is, he is such a gangster. Don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know. That's the correct answer to most things. This is some life advice to everybody at home. 99% of the time, if you're asked a question as a man, the correct answer is, I don't know. I don't know. So I like Trump's answer. As for Ron, I'm a little bit disappointed, I'll be honest. I've never said anything bad about him. I didn't know much about him. I was a fan of his. I heard that Florida was a great state. I know he did well under COVID. I knew nothing about the guy. But it turns out when he was pressured, he instantly caved to the pressure. And we have to have a long conversation about why the liberals and why Soros and why these wrap-up smears, why they use the media to do what they do. Because what they try and do is isolate somebody. So they're afraid to be, so people are afraid to represent them or stand by them or stick up for due process. I don't know why Ron's answer wasn't, he has an American passport. The judicial system in Romania, which I know absolutely nothing about, decided to let him fly. And he's flown to his home country. As far as we're concerned, he's broken no laws. Instead, what he did was say, we're going to get our attorney general to try and find some laws he's broken and wreck this man who's done nothing inside of the United States ever. Isn't the whole point of democracy innocent until proven guilty? I've yet to even have a trial, let alone a conviction. I've never even been tried. After 3 years, I've never been to trial. All those times I'm walking in and out of court, I've never had a trial. And communism, as we've understood it and tried very hard to fight against for so long, the basic premise is that you find the man and then find the crime. Is that not exactly what Ron DeSantis just promised to all of his constituents? It's not, we've seen a crime, let's find the perpetrator. It's, we found a man, let's see if we can find a crime to pin on this man. Is that the American way? Is that democracy?
That is true. He basically just said that we don't know anything about this guy, but we hear that he's a bad guy. He's not welcome here. So therefore, we're going to find something that he did. And he said it out loud, too. We're going to find something that he did, and we're going to put this guy away because we don't like him.
I do know our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this was something that was happening.
That innocent until proven guilty? Now, I'm not afraid of it because I know I've done nothing wrong. But it's quite unusual and quite scary for me to land as an American citizen, expecting a hero's welcome after dealing with a foreign and complicated judicial process, and being told that now the American state is going to be set on me, trying its very best to lock me up here when I've done nothing wrong ever. This is communism in and of itself. I may as well fly back to Romania. This is incredible that I landed and the governor of Florida is like, don't worry, I told my attorney general to try and find things this man's done. Where did that even come from? So I'm very, very disappointed in Ron. I think he did it because he caved under media pressure. And if he wants some media training, he can hit me up. There's no problem. If he wants training, Ron, there's a reason you lost the presidential election. There's a reason you got wrecked. If you want some training, come to me and I'll tell you. Your correct answer was, we have no information of crimes he's committed inside the United States. He has an American passport. We were not aware of his arrival, but it's not really our concern. He's an American citizen returning to his home country. If he breaks the law within Florida, he will be held accountable as well as any other person would be. And until that point, that's it. But instead, he just completely caved and folded. You know what's really interesting? The liberals, Soros, all these NGOs, the media, they understand something intrinsically that conservatives do not understand. In the conservative world, an accusation is the same as a conviction, which is why liberals are so effective. The liberals will accuse a conservative of something. They'll wrap up smear them. Hello, Ron. Nancy Pelosi explained the wrap-up smear. She explained it herself. You can find the clip of her explaining. You get the media to repeat something so many times that that person's name becomes toxic. And then what that person says isn't significant anymore because of the accusations attributed to their name. Nancy Pelosi described how they do this to people.
That is 100% true. So when humans think they're intelligent, that's how you get finessed. Nike does not put nothing on their ads, no money on their ads. It's just a Nike. That's it. They put it on the biggest celebrities. They'll put it on Serena Williams, Drake, LeBron James. And they know if those people wear that, then other people will follow. The flock will follow. But they know if we put it in front of your face enough, you'll start to believe it. The same way when you blow kisses to a cat and the cat comes, it's something that you can do with humans. When you put something in front of their face over and over and over again, they will start believing it.
Let's play it.
Go for it, Brian.
Hospitals and the rest of it. So they don't want them to see that contrast, so they focus on something else. And it's a diversionary tactic. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear
He's talking
somebody
about it openly.
with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident. But
Earth to wrong.
Just because somebody is accused of something they already got him. If they really think about it, they don't even have to convict him in the United States. Andrew Tate could just the idea of him doing something that they have no proof of the guy doing, or no illegal crimes, nothing, they have no proof of it. But that is just enough to get the attorney general of a state to spend their taxpayers' dollars to go try a man and go find something on a man that they do not like. So now your tax dollars is going to go find something for a man that you don't like, that something that he might have done and we have no idea about. But we're going to go spend all your money to go try to find something to get this guy out of here. As if Florida doesn't have enough criminals.
They demonize you in the media to the point where nobody will stand by you and your ideas are ignored because of what you're accused of. This is exactly what they did to me. Ron fell for it. Instead of standing there and saying, we have no evidence of crimes, he has an American passport, it's innocent until proven guilty, I don't understand the Romanian system. What he did was collapse instantly and completely. And liberals know this. If you accuse a conservative of something on the other side, the conservatives cannibalize. An accusation is as bad as a conviction in the conservative circles. If you accuse a liberal of something, do you think the liberals care? Let me change it. If a liberal is convicted, if a liberal held a gun to a pregnant woman, if a liberal is a career criminal, they don't care. But our side, if you're accused of something, you're instantly cannibalized. Talk about the weakness in the conservative circle.
He's talking about George Floyd when he says the gun to a pregnant woman. He robbed a pregnant woman while her little girl was there. He put a gun to her stomach. That's crazy. And these are the people that you will make monuments for and say, like, these are the people that we need to hold up because he went through something that nobody should be able to go through. Fine. These are the people that says, like, yeah, get him. But the people that put the guns to, in other words, this man is 10 times worse than a man that robs a pregnant woman.
We wonder why we've been getting our asses kicked by people who don't know what gender they are for years. All they have to do is point and lie. Put it in the news enough times, and they will take out our strongest soldiers. I was one of the strongest soldiers advocating for conservatism and helping men, especially young men, find their masculinity once again. So they just attacked me, and now who's against me? Liberals, yeah, and a whole bunch of conservatives are upset with me. Oh, but the media said. The media said, have you not been through COVID? Do you not remember what the media said about Trump? Hello, Nancy Pelosi just told you what they do, Ron. And he sat there and completely collapsed.
That is an important fact, too. When it came to whatever was going on with the vid and everything before, they solely said that they silenced everybody, even doctors. They silenced everybody about it. And then something with some people was like, I remember the people that was anti getting it and the people that was for getting it. All the people that was for getting it was demonizing the people that did not get it and say they was the problem with society. Just get it so we all can be good. And I'm like, you following those people because they told you that. I don't believe that. So I'm not going to get it. And if they are telling the truth, the people that you're saying are telling the truth, if they were telling truth, that means you got it, so you should be safe, right? It shouldn't matter if somebody else have it because you're already protected from it, right? Which shows that they didn't even believe those people, but they were so scared. And when you keep on telling people something over and over and over again, like how much bodies was dropping, you get so scared. So you're like, all right, I have to do whatever they tell me to do because I am scared. And then turns out that 99% of the time, the person was perfectly fine. And the people that was actually end up losing their, I don't know how to say the word. The people that actually end up losing their existence was people that already had major health problems or the very, very old. So think about that. Most people, if you would have got it, it would have been just like a flu. You've been good. And when people were saying that, they said he was crazy. And these are the people that you want to follow. It's crazy.
I'm not offended personally, and I'm not afraid of his AG because I've done nothing wrong. And if you want to put me in jail in America, I'm not afraid of that either because I've just accepted my fate. I'm public enemy number one. However, I actually truly see this. And Ron, this is not an insult. That was a competency test you failed. You failed a competency test as a leader. Trump didn't. They asked Trump questions, and he answered like a gangster. He answered like a man should answer. I don't know. Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know the details of the Romanian system. He's not read my bullshit indictment. He's never spoken to me. He doesn't know. That's a correct professional answer.
You
That's
guys
what
have
I
never
would say.
spoken.
I've never spoken to Donald Trump.
So how were you able to come to the States? I heard stories. One of them was, sorry for your loss of your grandmother.
Yep.
I heard the news. And, where one part of the story is that they allowed you to come here for the loss of your family, that you're here. Another one is you're visiting because now you can, but which one is it? What's the reason why you're in the
I'll tell
States?
you why.
Please.
I'll tell you why, but I'm going to finish that point. When you do not know something, the most masculine thing you can say is, I don't know. Trump's like, I don't know. I don't know the details. I don't know. I'll look into it. Instead, Ron knew nothing and collapsed. So Ron failed a basic competency test. That's what I believe. I don't care what he said. I'm not scared of his AG. He failed a competency test. That's his problem and his burden. So that's my view on Ron.
But one thing I want to qualify this. You just made a commitment to helping him out with marketing if he says yes.
If he pays me.
You're open to it.
Look,
Consulting.
Okay.
Look, I like money. If he'll pay me, I'll teach him how to deal with the media because clearly he failed.
But all I'm saying is if you commit to it, they may get a call for 2028. Just be ready for that. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
if he can afford me, I'm very famous and I'm very important. So if he can afford me, if Ron can afford me, I'll help him out and I'll let him know the reason he failed. Because especially, and this is extremely important, and I don't think people actually understand how much subconscious judging that they go through all of the time. When you walk into a room, you're subconsciously judged all of the time.
Right.
And small little failures like that, even the people who hate me, even the people who dislike me and are happy he said something negative against me, if you're going to collapse in the face of the ABC or NBC and people who do nothing but lie and start splouting garbage which you know nothing about, how are you going to stand in front of Putin? How are you going to stand in front of Xi? Like, you failed a competency test. I don't believe he's fit to run a country anymore. Thank God he's not president. That's what I think after I saw that. I'm not scared of what he said. I just literally think he failed a competency test. Now let's talk about why I was allowed back in America. Well, the first thing is I have a passport. So that's the first reason. Secondly, it's kind of amazing that I'm seen as the number one fugitive. I have no criminal record anywhere on the planet. I have no criminal record in the UK. I have no criminal record in Romania. I've never been convicted. I've never been convicted of anything in America. I have no criminal record ever. If you go down to the mall in Miami and walk around, you're going to walk past 30% of people with convictions. You're going to walk around amongst criminals. I've never been convicted of anything ever. So it's amazing that I'm fugitive number one. That's the second point that's interesting. The third point, and
that is kind of weird. If somebody was never convicted of anything ever, and you claim him to be whatever you claim him to be, that's pretty a good thing to say. To say that I've never been convicted anywhere for anything all around the world does not mean you didn't do anything. It's the fact that I haven't been convicted, but everybody is talking as if you were convicted, as if you owe the world something.
This is what's kind of funny when they tie Trump into me being free. My case was dismissed in December under President Joe Biden. The judge ruled that there wasn't enough evidence for it to go to trial in December under Joe Biden. Then the standard operating procedure in Romania and every other sophisticated judicial system is there's no indictment in the court. It was rejected by the court to go to trial due to lack of evidence, or in fact, in our case, it wasn't even lack of evidence. It was falsified evidence. It was illegal evidence, which we can talk about. It was rejected, but for some reason our bail conditions were kept. And they were kept saying the prosecutor believes he might rewrite it and try again. Is this a judicial system? 2 years you keep me trapped in a country, you send an indictment to court, the court rejects it, and they keep you on bail so the prosecutor can spend another 2 years typing up garbage? Is this a judicial system? I ask all the Americans who are watching this, how much blood do you expect me to give to a foreign country's judicial system? I gave them 3 years of my life, my reputation, missed my grandmother's funeral, didn't see 2 of my children, lost my money, lost my house, lost my cars, sat there, went to court on time, every single time, and it got rejected by the court. And now I'm kept on bail. and eventually they release it and let me fly, am I supposed to do what? How long am I supposed to sit there while this country decides to try and find charges on me? Have I not?
That's another thing. Tangent, it is 100, brother. But I'm like, how? I really don't understand that when people talking about him, you say he's a bad guy, he just ended up, that's like opinion on this person. He has not been convicted of anything, and they don't even have a real case on him. So it's like, why is it that if this guy is so bad, let's all believe that Andrew Tate is terrible, then you're supposed to have something there. Everybody can't say he's terrible, we're going to find something. And then after you spend a year trying to find something, you'd be like, we ain't find nothing yet, but we know it's something there. He's a bad person. We're going to continue to look to find something. And after 2 years, you'd be like, all right, what we got? We don't really got nothing, but we're going to keep on doing it. We're going to try again. And after 3 years, you'd be like, we don't got nothing. The judge is like, we don't have enough evidence to do anything. We have falsified evidence, whatever the case may be. We ain't find nothing. Let's spend another 1 to 2 years, 5 years trying to find something on somebody that didn't. Maybe that person just didn't do nothing, or maybe you're just terrible at your job. Why would you spend so much of the people's money for you to try to get a person that you have no evidence, no nothing on? And his case was based on a woman from America, from Florida, which is ironic, that lied. And it's proof that she lied because she was texting the girl that was there at the time. And she said how she was going to lie and act, and she's going to do all this. And they was going to get a Netflix series because of how they was faking it and lying. She lied. She lied because she was sleeping with his brother. And her boyfriend, which is a men like this, Jesus Christ, her boyfriend that's in the United States really was convinced of her lie. She is in another country with men that are multimillionaires. You're sitting there in Florida looking stupid thinking your girl got kidnapped. Not that she hopped on a plane by herself to go chill with some dudes that she found appeasing and partying. And then after she was there partying, while she's saying she was kidnapped, she went out there to go get the food. So she left the gate, she left the house to go get the food, brought it right back because she was getting her cheeks clapped. That's the truth. And he was so stupid to think that his girl was this. And then he contacted the family, he contacted the American embassy, and then that's what started this whole entire thing. A lie of a woman that was just a hooker, that she wanted to go around sleeping. And then keep in mind, she was leaving Andrew Tate's house. She wanted to leave there to go meet with another dude in another country. Another dude she finessing for some money and a lifestyle. While her boyfriend, stupid ass, still at home because he's that much of an idiot. And then even when her mom's called her and told her like, yo, why are you doing this? You making everybody go crazy over you. And she's like, I never told y'all to call those people. Why would you do that? So now her lie blew up so big that she wasn't going to think it. She was just saying like, look, I want to be a hooker. I want to be a hooker, but I want to mask it on somebody. So she would throw men under the bus. The men that she went out there, took all their money that they had to give her, all their entertainment in their house. You probably was sleeping in there. You're eating good. You're living off these men right now, and you threw them right under the bus to protect you from being a hooker. And then the same woman started all of this. Now everybody's like, all right, everything that anybody says is believable. If that was the case, then he should have something on him. Not, oh, I'm gonna have to find something. Even DeSantis, that's his name. Even him. To say that, yeah, we don't got nothing, but we're going to find something. We're going to look into something and subpoena some people and try to find something on somebody. That's weird for somebody that's so terrible.
Not done enough? Have I not given enough to Romania? My bail conditions are that I have to return on the 23rd of March. And I'm going to make it very clear right now to everybody listening. I am going back. I'm going to fly back and obey my bail conditions. I'm not running from anything because I'm not a coward. But I find it completely flabbergasting that people are sitting there going, oh, Andrew, why did he leave Romania if he's innocent? I've been there 3 years dealing with this garbage and I never went anywhere. Let's actually analyze this. Imagine in an American court they said to you, yeah, you're innocent. Yeah, there's not enough for trial, but you're still on bail. You still can't fly. You still can't go anywhere. We've sent it back to the prosecutor and told them to try again. How long would that take? As long as they want. Is that justice? I ask anybody, is that justice? Is that expected of me? It's absolutely insane. And all the people who are complaining about the fact I'm here have never been to Romania, don't know the Romanian system, don't know the Romanian judicial process. I've been through it for 3 years. I barely understand it. These people are sitting around talking about things when they don't even understand. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. Another question, which is quite pertinent, I want to ask. I've seen a lot of idiots say, Andrew escaped Romania because it was corrupt. If it's corrupt when I get to leave, isn't it corrupt when they lock me up? Or no, it's not corrupt and they stick to the rules when they lock me up and destroy my life. But after 3 years without charges, when I'm allowed to leave, it's corruption. Think about the dichotomy of that. It's either one or the other.
That's stupid. That's what I said. People try to do things that favor themselves. Like, if you don't like him, that's fine. If you think he's a criminal, cool. You would have to prove it. And then you can't say a system is good. That's the same thing that Joe Biden did when it came to Trump. When it came to Trump and all those charges was coming on Trump, Trump was saying that was political warfare. That they was basically using politics to try to get charges on me and all this nonsense. And when you start looking at the deals that they was doing, they're like, this doesn't even really make sense. And even when he should have been clear, he ended up getting convicted for whatever he got convicted for. And then Biden was like, that's good because he's a criminal. It's not because it's politics, it's because he's criminal. And when his son had a situation and his son was going to go to jail for his crimes, he said, look, I'm going to let the American system do what the American system do because it's not corrupt. Not like what Donald Trump say. I don't try to beat the law. I am a citizen and I believe in our justice system. Only to the end, not only did he pardon his son, he pardoned his family. And said the reason why he did that is because the justice system is corrupt. Make your mind up when you're making these things up. Now, nobody's going to, I think his son is like his last living son. I think a lot of his kids died. So we're not going to knock him for pardoning his son. But we are going to knock him for saying that he wasn't going to do that. And he was basing that on the justice system being great. It was not corrupt. That's BS. That's just something that Trump was just saying because he want to get out of charges. The justice system is good when it's going against my enemy, but the justice system is corrupt and bad when it's going against me. Pick a side.
People are just picking and choosing and doing anything they can because they don't like me. This has nothing to do with due process. These people don't respect due process. They don't care if I'm innocent or not. They just don't like me.